Oh no, we locked in. I hope y'all didn't think we was taking a night off because the Knicks won. Oh no, we are more locked in as ever. I do want to say I'm a little mad that I didn't make this video instantly. I was trying to give some time to see what the Thunder Nuggets was gonna look like, and that ended up being something that's not gonna be a part of this video. This is gonna be a Celtics and Knicks video. My Knicks are up 2-0. The Celtics are now the first team in NBA history to blow two 20-point leads in back-to-back games. We are up 0-2 going back to Madison Square Garden. Listen, coming into the series, all I asked for the Knicks was to play hard. You know what I mean? I wanted us to do to the Celtics what the Pistons did to us. The Pistons made us earn that series. They made us earn every win. And they played us so tough and so hard that at the end of the series, you couldn't do anything but walk away from that with respect for the Detroit Pistons. And that's what I wanted the Knicks to do to the Celtics. Don't let them come in here and embarrass us. Don't let them big bro us. Make them earn every win and gain your respect so that when we go into the offseason, we can feel good about something and build on a foundation to ultimately become one of the top teams out east. Never in a million years that I think I will be in front of this camera talking about, man, it feel good to be up 2-0 with 2 wins away from the Eastern Conference Finals. I love all that as well, and I am excited for that part of it as well. But I'm going to stay in my level of fandom where I'm appreciating the moment. I'm appreciating the moment, and I'm going to allow the Knicks to exceed my expectations. But there's still a lot of basketball left to be played. The Celtics are still the reigning champs. They're still a very talented team, and they still have all of the tools necessary to get it together and give themselves a chance to still win this series. This is not the first time we've seen anything like this. And I will say, they say 86% of the teams that go up 2-0 to start the series on the road eventually advance. But Jalen Brunson was on a team in Dallas that went into the Staples Center against the Clippers team and went up 2-0. And that was a weird series where no team wanted to win at home because the Clippers then went to Dallas and won, and Dallas went back for game 5 and won in LA. And then ultimately the Clippers won the last 2 games to win in 7. So again, we've seen something kind of like this before. So there's a world where, we have to have the Kobe Mamba mentality of, job not finish. As exciting as this is, you know what I'm saying? You respect your opponent and you are aware of how talented the Celtics are. Now, as far as the game, I will say this. I don't feel bad for Celtic fans or Boston fans. And the reason I don't feel bad for them is because in my lifetime, they've had a lot of success. They have been a very rich sports town and city. The Patriots have won a bunch of championships in my lifetime. The Celtics have now won 2 championships in my lifetime with an already rich history. The Boston Bruins have won a championship in my lifetime. The Boston Red Sox have won multiple championships. So I ain't feeling bad for them. They're doing fine. But I feel them. I feel the frustrations that they've had. And to double down on that, I kind of seen the basketball world for the first time kind of root for the Knicks. And it ain't even because the Knicks are the underdog. It's because everybody is watching and they're frustrated with how bad and poorly, and not remove those words, how dumb and stupid the Celtics are playing. The Celtics are far too talented to ever have games like this. And for them to have 2 games like this and double down on what happened in game 1, it's like mind blowing. I can't stress enough how crazy it is that I'm about to make this video and say the things I'm about to say. The Knicks had 13 points in the first quarter. We had 13 points. There is never a circumstance, y'all, where I want to watch a Knicks game and we score 13 points in the first quarter. I don't give a fuck if Jalen Brunson is hurt. I don't give a fuck if it's the Knicks team that was in a lottery with Kevin Knox. We should not be scoring 13 fucking points in the first quarter. That's bad. The one shot that we did make, they ended up calling back the OG Anunoby 3 at the beginning of the game, but we couldn't throw a rock in water. We started off the game shooting 26% from the field, 12% from 3, and we didn't get a single free throw attempt, so we shot 0% from the free throw line, and 8 of our 13 points came in the paint. We had 0 fast break points in the entire quarter. We had 2 fast break points that whole first half. 2. And then on the other side, they only had 24 points. So as bad as we played, they didn't take advantage as the home team. And then that second quarter, I call that the Cat quarter. Cat came alive. It was good to see him be aggressive. It was good to see him impose his size on a team that's a little bit smaller. Got some paint touches, took advantage, got some and ones. He out-rebounded them, the bigs. and controlled the glass as a real true big. I love the way he rebounded tonight. And then in that second quarter, Jaylen Brown stepped up. He gave them 11 points. He ultimately had a 17-point half in that first half on 16 shots it was, and it kind of made up for the lack of production that Jason Tatum was giving them. Jason Tatum had 2 points in the first half on 1 of 7 shooting. The only Celtic who hit multiple threes in that first half was Derek White, who also chipped in with 14 first half points. And I would say, watching this game early on, it was like, this might be the game where they get back. And I ain't gonna lie, we scored 13 points. I was like, this the game, huh? It's the game where the Celtics gonna kick our ass to say, hey, we fucked up for game one. We gonna make it up to our fans, and we gonna stop playing around. There was some moments in this game where it kind of felt like that was happening, and we started to turn the ball over. They were running and gunning, and Jaylen Brown started to hit shots and got an and one and was talking this shit with the camera zoomed in on him. I'm like, oh shit, we only down 9 at half, but this might be a crazy rude awakening in the second half. They may put the beat down on us. And yeah, again, another one of those games where the three-point shot isn't falling crazy. They were shooting 5 of 21 in the first half, 23%, the Celtics, that is. They did have 15 second chance points and 22 points in the paint. And then here we go. The third quarter happens, and yeah, they play like a different team. Jaylen Brown to begin with. Jaylen Brown went from being a leading scorer in the first half, scoring 17 points, being aggressive, to having more turnovers and points in the third quarter. He had 4 turnovers alone in the third quarter with only 3 points. Jason Tatum, that's his best quarter, was the third quarter. He shot 3 of 7 for 7 points. Again, no free throws. So Jason Tatum is a perennial All-NBA player, a 6'8 wing, 3-level scorer, superstar, champion, gold medalist. He took 0 free throws in 3 quarters. I think that's predicated to him. I think that's a reflection of his aggression and his mentality when he's playing. Josh Hart was phenomenal for us in this third quarter. He stepped up, gave us 10 points, but more importantly, gave us 2 3-point shots. And it's always good to see Josh Hart take those shots comfortably and then make them. And that's why I want to see him be more aggressive. If they're just leaving you open, you have to take those shots and make them respect you. In this quarter alone, the Celtics had 7 turnovers. Just a bad brand of basketball that quarter. And it only deepened and went further in the fourth quarter. That fourth quarter, we beat them 30-17. Mikal Bridges, who had no points going into this quarter, almost outscored them himself with 14 fourth quarter points. Brunson gave us a really big 9 points in that quarter, showing why, again, he's the clutch player of the year. He just continues to find a way to produce in that quarter no matter what has gone on in the prior 3 quarters. That was big time of him. Josh Hart, 3 offensive rebounds in that quarter. Huge. Mitchell Robinson, 2 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter. Huge. +7 on the glass in the fourth quarter. 16 fast break points in the second half. To me, that is the storyline of the game. To go from 2 fast break points in the first half to 16 in the second half is exactly how we continue to find ourselves being able to come back and compete, and not only compete, but win these games while being down 20. Is that the easy buckets in those first halves and in those moments when we go down, the Celtics find a way to turn off all of our water, and we can't buy a single bucket. And on top of us not being able to score, it makes us force things, and we start to turn the ball over, and now they're getting to their shit. They got their transition buckets. The crowd is getting behind us, and it gets bad. But then they leave that door open because they start to settle. They start to shoot those threes. Those long threes are long rebounds. It gets us a chance to get our flow going and get us some confidence and chip away at that lead without spending too much time in the half court. You saw Miles McBride get a little fast break dunk, and quickly we turned that lead from 20 to 12. And they call a timeout, and you think, cool, let's keep chipping. But at some point, they probably going to get their act together a little bit. And nah, the Celtics just continue to fire away and allow us to just fight. And you look at this fourth quarter, man. Brown, again, scoreless in the fourth quarter. I think he was scoreless in game one's fourth quarter as well. He went 0-4. Tatum, 1 of 5 for 4 points. Finally took some free throws in the fourth quarter. Horford, 1 of 6 with 2 points in the fourth. And White, 0 of 3. And I think Drew Holiday, maybe it was 0 of 2. So, super big. Another stat that I'll give you for them, they shot 2-11. 2 of 11 from 3 at 18% in the fourth or third quarter, one of these second half quarters. And then they shot 7 of 12 on 9 threes. So it's like that's where the frustration comes in. It's like it's a real simplistic game. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Basketball can be one of those sports that gets deep, that gets like super sophisticated and it's thought provoking. But there's another side of basketball where it's super simple. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it, and you take what the defense gives you. It's very, very simple, elementary, straight to the point, and people love numbers. Analytics are driving the game, but it's like you have the simple numbers that are showing you, hey, when we attack and we don't settle for threes, we get high efficient shots, and they can't really seem to stop us. We shoot over 50%, but they are so in love with the deep thought analytics that they are continuing to shoot even when they're shooting 2 of 11 because the analytics say that we should just continue to fire away. And hey, they're allowing that door to stay open. I think this has been a problem for the Celtics for a while now. I just think that we are the first team that are able to take advantage of them leaving the door open, so to speak. We're the best team that they've played with doing some of this foolishness, you know what I mean? Of like just not taking your opponent serious, just thinking those shots are going to start to fall and waking up too late. That's also the other embarrassing part is like, is there no self-reflection? Is there no self-awareness during these games when you're seeing a 20-point lead evaporate for the second time at home in the playoffs where it's like win or go home? You know what I mean? You can't get none of these games back. The Celtics cannot get those 2 home games back. They cannot. And it's like, where's the awareness as a team and a unit? Where's that leader that says, hey, man, we got to snap the fuck out of it and win this game? Who is holding Jaylen Brown accountable? Who is holding Jason Tatum accountable when they're taking these shots? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is – so in that, I say all of that to say I feel the Celtic fans and their frustrations. I feel the neutral fans who are just frustrated with how Boston is playing. And that's the beauty of basketball because, like I said, as a Knicks fan, I have no problem admitting it. The Celtics are a more talented team. They play better and have more success in the regular season. They're the reigning champs. They had more success over the last few seasons. They have more all-star appearances. They have more all-NBA appearances, if I'm not mistaken. They have more accolades and all of that. But you have to show up and you have to play no matter how talented you are. That's the beauty of basketball. That's why we don't let games be determined by on-paper lineups and rosters. You can have as many accolades and scoring and contract money made and all. You can have all that in the world. But if you come to the arena and you're not ready to play, you will lose. And the Knicks is making it happen. I'm super, again, proud of them. And I'm going to continue to root for them. And I'm not going to get down no matter what happens in the rest of the series because they're exceeding my expectations. Again, I'm just a fan who wanted them to come in and play hard. They have now positioned themselves to be able to not only win this series, but head to the Eastern Conference Finals to potentially go to the NBA Finals. But like the late, great Kobe said, and Mamba mentality, got Kobe all behind me, job not finished. So we're not going to get too high. We're not going to act like we're in the NBA Finals, or we're not going to think too far ahead. We have to finish this series. We have to continue to be locked in and be ready to use all of the foolishness they're going to do to continue to position ourselves to have an ability to win these games. And the last thing I'll say as far as the Knicks and why I feel good and why I think it can get a little scary for the Celtics and their fans. The Knicks haven't had their best game. Any basketball fan knows when you're a high seed or whatever, even if you're a low seed, there's that one game in every series, just that one game where your opponent can't do shit wrong. Can't do nothing wrong. Even the Thunder had the game against the Grizzlies. The game that Ja Morant got hurt, it looked like the Grizzlies was going to just run over them in that game. Like the Grizzlies just could do nothing wrong. And unfortunately, Ja Morant did get hurt, and it kind of changed the ties and the momentum of everything. But as good of a team as the Thunder are, and how bad the Grizzlies were playing in that series to start it, and you know how bad they look, that was just the one game where it's just like you come to the arena and they just firing all cylinders. We ain't had that yet. And we're about to go home where role players play better with the confidence of this 2-0 lead. And now the pressure on them, because we playing with house money. Nobody in the world, including me, a Knicks fan, picked the Knicks to win this series. The only people that were picking the Knicks were extremely biased Knicks fans. But when you go to all of these publications and all of the talking heads who get paid professionally to do this, none of them picked the Knicks. And I ain't even mad at it. I'm not even saying that on some, oh, man, you ain't even. I get it. I picked the Celtics as well. But you got to show up and you got to play. We'll see what happens for the rest of the playoffs. But again, I don't think we've played our best game. And I think if we are going to have that quote unquote best game where we're firing on cylinders and doing everything, it's going to be at home in Madison Square Garden with that crowd behind us in a chaotic environment with the Boston Celtics feeling the pressure of having to win 2 games. We didn't split. They have to win 2 games or we go up 3-1. And we know sometimes in the NBA that 3-1 is just too much to climb back from. That ain't that. Trust me. So I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm going to give me some rest. My allergies beating me up a little bit. I got a little bit of sniffles, but I'm on cloud 9. I'm going to enjoy this moment. I'm going to be even keeled knowing that there's still a bunch of basketball left to play and knowing that we got some more games to win. But I appreciate y'all. We locked in all playoffs long. I am Pee Wee the Plug. Y'all make sure y'all stay locked in here all playoffs. I'm out. Peace.